And just like that, I have finished every series that was available to be voted on that wretched straw poll. See, I told you I would do them all. As evidenced by the poll itself, there were 4 choices: Spider-Man, How to Train Your Dragon, Ruby, and, cue the epic music, The Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings is my favorite book series of all time. The movies are awesome too, and just like with How to Train Your Dragon, this is one that I knew that I had to do at some point. So I did. Duh. There. Frodo Baggins is, of course, first up. He is such a good hero in fiction, and boy do I love him. We've gotten him in LEGO before, but this is based on his Mordor Trudge outfit, with dirt and scrapes all over him. His accessory is, obviously, but unfortunately, the One Ring. Frodo wouldn't have gotten anywhere without his Sam. So, Samwise Gamgee follows his master. His design is based off the orc disguise he procures, with a new helmet and printed armor. His accessories are Sting and the Light of Arendelle, along with an extra hobbit hair for when the helmet gets far too stuffy. All hail King Elisar! Aragorn, King of the Free Peoples of Middle-earth, is here included in his coronation attire. It's an important design that sadly never got a physical minifigure. 2 new pieces are included, being his crown/hairpiece and a new sword representing Anduril, Flame of the West. I realize that those of you who haven't seen LOTR are going to be so confused with all these weird words, but just bear with me. As much as I like Frodo and Sam, my favorite Hobbit duo is definitely Merry and Pippin. Meriadoc Brandybuck comes first, here in the armor of a Rohirrim squire. There aren't any new pieces, since he simply uses the small sword and the Rohirrim soldier helmet in dark red. Following Merry is Peregrine Took, Squire of Gondor. His design is more intricate than his buddies, with a new helmet, small sword, and the White Tree of Gondor printed on his chest. No skeletons were included for him to push down a well. There are 3 characters that 100% should have gotten a minifigure before the Lord of the Rings line ended, the first of which is Faramir. I mean, just make a set with an Oliphant and bam, it's perfect. But my lot in life is to fix what LEGO broke, so here's Faramir. He uses the elf bow, a green cape, and my first usage of the new Rise of Skywalker hood, a piece which will definitely get a ton of mileage going forward. Boromir, Captain of Gondor, follows his brother. I'll forgive you for possibly not recognizing this outfit, as it was only featured in the extended edition of Two Towers. It's a really cool costume, though, from a really cool scene, so it warranted an inclusion. The only new piece is his horn, a big part of his character. A very important scene in Two Towers was the release of Theoden from Saruman's hold. As such, I thought it was important enough to recreate. This is Cursed Theoden, with light, creepy skin, pale eyes, and gray hair. However, once he holds his sword, give him his extra hair and head to send him back to his normal self. We have the King of Gondor, so why not include his queen? Arwen appears using the hair she originally came with, for her big elf ears and, whatever. Her accessory is the banner of the Evenstar. For those who might not know, this is Tom Bombadil. He is one of the most fun characters in the book. He wasn't included in the movies, which I understand, but I still would have loved to see him in live action. Tommy Boy uses Gandalf's beard in dark orange, a new hat with a blue feather, and comes with a leafy tray of flowers for his wife, Goldberry. Sexy boy Gothmog is also included. What do you mean, you don't think he's sexy? Look at that smile. He uses the goblin head / earpiece and comes with a spear. This is the second character that should have been in the sets, Eowyn. Seriously, she's a character with one of the best arcs and one of the most epic moments in the story. So, again, I've included her here. Instead of her more casual dresses, I thought it would be more appropriate to include her in her Rohirrim armor. She uses a sword and the dance instructor's hair in blonde. Another character who only showed up in the books was Glorfindel, an elf. He doesn't have the biggest role, but I like him, so I drew him. He has Legolas's hair / ears and a bow. Denethor is a character, like Umbridge, I guess, who really has absolutely no redeeming qualities. I gave Ty Best Dad Award last time, but Denethor gets worst, so that's something. He uses the dwarf hair in gray and comes with a cherry and a torch, which are very morbid accessories in context, I promise. Like Théoden, this is another variant that I wanted to try to see if I could make it work, and I think I did. This is Dark Queen Galadriel. She uses a new wavy hair/earpiece, but her sleeves there are actually from Storm, the X-Woman, which I think is a pretty nice parse usage. Old Bilbo is so charming. Ian Holm did such a great job. So I knew I'd need to include him. He's got a little smirk and comes with a pipe, which might be against LEGO's tobacco policy, but it's iconic, man.
Smeagol is next. Yes, precious.
Smeagol uses old Luke's hair in brown and comes with a fish. Also a really crazy smile, hopefully befitting of the sheer nutso dude that is Andy Serkis. This is the third character that should have been in the sets. Heck, make a set with the Witch King, the Fell Beast, Éowyn, and Merry and call it a day. It's perfect. But I digress. The Witch King uses a new helmet and a flaming sword, because flaming swords are awesome. The man who started the fall deserves a spot, right? Dadgum you, Isildur. You suck, man. Isildur uses a new helmet and a new piece for the, or at least a, shard of Narsil. The final figure is the biggest bad of all the big bads, Sauron. This is by far the most detailed figure in the series and one of my most detailed ever, with detailed printing, new pieces for the helmet, shoulder pads, and mace, and of course, he's wearing the One Ring. Sauron the Great. And back again. We come to a close with all 20 figures. Like with the How to Train Your Dragon series, this has at least, technically, been a work in progress for months. Heck, Bilbo was made all the way back in January. But I'm not complaining. I'm just glad it's done. Here's the layout, which uses the same greenish hue from the sets, and the packaging, which is one of my best in my opinion. Simple yet understated and stylish, like myself. Maybe now you guys will finally leave me alone about the packaging, haha, just kidding. Goodness griefus, my guys. I just made 80 minifigures, more or less, in the span of about a month and a half. How's that for dedication, Broham? But yeah, since I've just done all that, I'm gonna take a break for a while. You could say this is the end of the CMF Drafts Season 2, I guess. Don't worry, I have plans for at least 3 series in the near future. Just don't expect any drafts in October. So, with all that said, I'm gonna go take a nap. Later.